everybody, this is Chris from Stylharmony. Thank you for joining me. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this card because it had a lot of success. I did sell a lot of these, and I also did some with my students, and they were really happy about the result and the colors, and it's bright and it's sunny, springy, summery. And you could also make this for Mother's Day. That's what I had in mind. So I'm going to change a few things here, and I'm going to take out the happy birthday for Mother's Day. But of course you can make this card for any occasion, so just switch with your own stamps. So in order to make this one, and I'm going to show you the inside. So it's what you call a stand-up card. So you put it like this on a desk, and because there's a little border here, it's going to stay in place. I've got it in my hand, so it's not great, but it just stays in place like this. So it's a 3D card. Let me show you better. This is how it's going to look like. And inside I have put a little piece of paper here. I didn't want to have everything all white, and a little border too. So I might take this away this time. I'll see when I go along doing this card. So in order to make this card the way it is here, I've used some dies, are from Sizzix, and there's a whole pack in here. You've got 22 dies, and it's this card is called Royal Stand-Ups. So it's a stand-up card. You've got 22 framelit dies in here, and if you want the number, I guess it's 659212. I don't think there's another number behind. Otherwise, if you're really interested, just ask me and I'll make sure, and we'll put the SKU number in the description box below. So there's 22 dies in here. I didn't use all of them. So it comes, if you don't know these dies, it comes with a very big die here, and this one is going to fit an A2 size card. So it's perfect for what you need and for your envelopes. So this is going to cut the base, and it's going to look like this. Okay, that's your base with the fold in the middle, and the piece here is halfway cut, and this part is going to stand up. And it comes also with a border that I use, and you've got also these two pieces that make this part, these two pieces that make this part of the card. So you use whatever background you want, and you put these two dies like this. Make sure you don't overlap them before cutting them in your big shot, and then you're going to have your two pieces here. And also it comes with the die that I use for my tag here, which is quite a big die as well. So these are the main dies I'm going to use, and also I'm going to use these dies. It comes with a few words, and I'm already die cut them. It's just for you. I've put them into my Xyron sticker machine, and I probably am going to put some paint over them. I'm not sure yet. Again, I'll see that. So these are your main elements that I'm going to use today. So I'm going to put this aside. What you will need also is some double-sided tape, some inks, and the main inks I'm going to use for this project are not really inks, are more like paint, and I'm going to use Gelatos, and I'm going to use 3 colors: orange, yellow, and green. And for my tag, I'm going to use some distress inks, and I'm going to use Memento ink, and I'm going to use also, I think this one is from Hero Art, if I'm not mistaken. Use any kind of dye inks you want for this, but I just wanted to do something a bit darker here on the side for my tag. And I'm going to use also some flowers. They don't come in the kit, so these are from Spellbinders, and I'm going to use different sizes here. Also, I'm going to use some, how do you call these? Sticky parts, whatever. And I already have some green. I didn't have orange, and I wanted to put some orange. So this is a little tip for you. If you don't have the color you want in your rhinestones, I got the word rhinestones, just take a blank one. And I'm going to go in here a little bit more. You just take one that has no color on it. Use some Sharpies or any marker that is alcohol based, and you're going to come and color them the color of your choice. So having some that have no color are really good, because you can make them in any color you want as long as you have the marker that goes with it. Okay, and it takes seconds to dry. So I'm going to use these, and I think it's it. I think so. That's fine. So let's go and start. So there are two ways you can start this card, because we're going to start here. And oh no, I've used an embossing folder. So the one I have used is from Doris, and it's just a dotted with small and big dots. I think that dots never go off trend. You can use them over and over again. So this is my embossing folder. So there's two ways you can start this. It's either start from one card. This is a standard card base. I didn't fold it in two. Is either you start putting your gelatos on top here, and then when it's dry you cut them, or you can cut them first and then put your color on it. I think it makes more sense if you want to have everything here really well aligned, and if you don't want it to be random, to do your painting first and then cut. But it's however you want, and if you got and you already cut your paper, that's just fine. So here oh, and baby wipes. You will need baby wipes. Mine are quite dry, so I always have a little spritz bottle with water. We're going to blend our colors together. So on one side here, I'm going to start with my color, and I love these gelatos because they really are very soft, very creamy, and they work just fine, and you don't need a lot of them. So I'm going to use, like on the third of the part here on the right side, I'm going to add a little bit of gelato, and I'm going to put the yellow in the middle. And they really, now they're bigger. I think these don't exist any longer. Now you have the double scoop, and they're less expensive for what you have inside. The double scoop are less expensive, so I would go for that. I don't even know if they still make the small one. Let me know in the comments below, because I have quite a few of these and I don't need to buy any more now. I'm going to spritz a little bit here my baby wipe. That's really handy, and I'm going to start by the lightest color. So I'm going to blend here my yellow, and I'm going to start to overlap here with my orange. And these colors are bright, and it's exactly what I wanted. And if you feel that it's not enough, you can always come back. Now I'm going to change spot here, and I'm going to put a little bit here on my green. And I don't want to have harsh lines, so I'm going to start also going in. I'm going to add more. I want this to be darker. More yellow. And if you contaminate, just scribble on a blank piece of paper and you're going to get your colors off. It's not going to damage anything, don't worry. And I'm going to put more yellow on this side as well. See, I've got a little bit of orange. Just take it away, and that's good. So blend a little bit more. Oh, this is much more, but I think I like it. I like the vibrant color, especially for summer, something that is, you know, happy to look at. I want something happy. And I'm going to make this one, I'm thinking about Mother's Day, and I know she's going to love these colors. I really want my green to be much darker, a little bit like my orange. And if it's too much, you think you've been a little bit overboard, try to take some more out of, with your baby wipe, change the spot of your baby wipe and try to get some more. And then it's going to dry, so you'll see once it's dry if it's the way you like it or not. And you don't have to blend that much either, just keep some on top. Like here, I'm trying to go on top of my dots here. And I think my lines are a bit harsh, so I'm trying to blend even more, trying to get the yellow in there. And it's really relaxing because this movement, and it's soft. I like it. Yes, I've got more yellow going here and there. I think I like it this way. Bit more green, a lot of white spots. You could spend almost out, no, I'm not going to say hours, but a long time here blending as much or as little as you want. Yes, I think I like it this way. I hope it'll be fine. So now I'm going to put this aside. And what I'm going to do is cut it when it's dry, and then I'll come back and put the pieces together because it's very quick. So it's almost dry, not completely, but I was able to cut it very well. And now I'm going to put these two pieces on my card. So I've got my base card here, and I didn't fold it yet. I think it's easier to not fold it and just do this at the end. So I'm going to stick my two pieces like this, and this is how it's going to look like. And again, if you think it's too bright, well, just put less on it. I just love it. So I'm going to use my Tombow adhesive here. Whatever brand you have will just do fine. Bit more here. Just trying to align this, and I like the fact that there's a little border or right border around here, so it even enhances more your paper that you're putting on. Whatever the color is or will be, it's really going to look nice. So this piece goes here. I'm trying to align it very well to have the same space all around. That's it. I think it's just good this way. See that? So we're going to fold it that way afterwards. Now with this, I'm going to start embellishing it. So I have this paper that I really thought was cute with these little flowers in here. It's got the same flowers that I have here, the same colors, not flowers, the same colors. And actually I was inspired by this paper before. And I'm going to use this tool. It's a like a big sheet of foam, and this is really handy if you want to put your flowers in shape. And if you don't have this big pad of foam, just use 2 or 3 layers of fun foam. That will be fine as well. And I'm going to start putting my flowers a little bit in shape. I want to have something 3D. And even if you put this into an envelope, it will still tend to pop up a little bit, so it won't be completely flat. I really like 3D look in cards or in paintings. I love that. I don't like when things are too flat. That's just my personal way of seeing art. And I'm going to put the smaller ones in here very quickly. I'm not going to press very hard because I don't want to rip this paper, which is really, really thin. I think it's fine. Okay. And now I'm going to put my layers together, so let me come back a little bit. I'm just going to use my glue here. So this one, I said these, is it clogged? Come on, I used it 5 minutes ago. No, that's fine. So a little bit of glue here, and I'm trying not to put the petals in front of each other, but just to offset them a little bit. Not sure you will be able to see this very well. Just to give it a little bit of dimension. You could use foam as well on the back. Just going to keep it like this. There you go. And I'm going to leave these two just plain. So I'm going to put them on my card. And the idea that I have is to change the center of my flowers a little bit. Now I'm not doing exactly the same. So I'm just going to put this flower here. I'm going to put the same other flower on the other side. My glue is thickening up inside here. Okay, I'm going to put this one here. And what I'm going to do different is that I'm going to use my rhinestones here. And on this side, I'm going to use a green one. And on the green side, I am going to use an orange one. So I'm going to just change it here. This one is a bit smaller, but it's going to be fine. And the same thing on top, because I don't want this to be empty. If you think it's too much, don't put the flowers, they're optional. So this one here, and I make sure it's not going to overlap here, so it's not going to be in the way when you close your card. This one here as well. That's fine. And I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I'm going to put the green one on that side and the orange one on the other side. And there you go. And these are the homemade one, and they just look as nice and as shiny as the original ones. Okay, I know this one is smaller, but you see the one here that were made with our Sharpie? That's just great. Now I already cut my tag here, and I'm going to put a little color on it. And maybe it's a bit big. No, it's going to fit just right. I think the other one I made it smaller. Yes, the other one is smaller. I think I didn't use the original one because I made this card quite a while ago. But I thought it was the right time to prepare for Mother's Day or any other occasion. So I am going to use my stencil brushes. I love to use them as blending because I really have some problems blending with the blending tools because this paper wants to drink, if I can say it that way, a lot of paper. So first I'm going to do it this way. A lot of ink. It's really, I'm having harsh lines every time I want to put ink with my blending tools. I don't know why. I'm sure it comes from the paper, but I can't find a slick paper. I know that Nina does great. I think it's called Nina Crust, and her paper is, I mean, her or their paper is absolutely great because it's really smooth and it blends perfectly. I see a lot of YouTubers use that, but I don't have any here, so I'm just doing with what I have, right? I could order some, but, well, I still have a lot of paper, so I might do it one day, but not yet. Not yet. So that's fine, and I'm going to use maybe a darker color to make it look even nicer and have more depth to it. Now I'm going to use this memento. It's called Tangelo, and this one was Mowed Lawn, if you want to know the colors I used. And they really match very well. You'll see that in a minute with my gelatos. But my gelatos are more intense. They really are intense. I couldn't have the same effect, I don't think so, with the inks I'm using right now. So I'm putting a little bit more. And you could also use makeup sponges to do this. Just, again, use what you have. You don't have to have exactly what I have here. And I am going to use a darker ink. I think so. I don't need my yellow, but I need to put more here on the sides to really make it pop out. Do I do it on the other side? No, I think I'm going to stop in the middle here and add more. Let's see if it works with the orange. It does work. Okay, that's just fine. Okay, now I'm going to put my sentiment inside here. So I wanted something big, and I don't have a lot of phrases, you know, stamped with words and things like that. I do have dies, but I didn't have the one I wanted. So I find this one. It's also from Sizzix, if I can remember. It says, I always stick with by your side, and I think it's just perfect for Mother's Day. So I'm going to go with a darker color here. I'm going to use my green, because otherwise I'm not sure the orange is going to pop out. So I'm going to use this one. And try to center everything. Let's see. Okay. And my acrylic block is all hazy. I don't know why. Did I clean it up with something I shouldn't have done? But it's all hazy, and I just can't bring it back to its total transparency as it was before. So I think I'm gonna have to change it, because sometimes it's bothering me that it's so hazy. I can still see through it. Yeah, you can see it. You see this place here? It's all hazy, and even on the top as well. I don't know what happened. Probably I used something I shouldn't have used. So I'm going to take my card and I'm going to try and see where I'm going to put it. It's just fitting perfect, and I've got my 2 flowers underneath. So that's just, and I might, no, I'm not going to use any foam here because my flowers are already raised, and I don't want to put more dimension than you already have it, because also here with my embossing folder, my paper is already raised. So am I centered here? I need to go a little bit. I think that's good. I think I stamped it a little bit crooked. I did. Yes, I did. We'll have to do this one again, but I'll do it off camera because it's really crooked. So now for the inside. For the inside, I am going to use my banner here. That's included in what I call the kit with the 22 dies. And I'm going to color this one. I'm going to leave this blank. So do it differently from before. And I'm going to color it with the same gelatos that I've used before. And I'm just doing it the same way. Let me do that on my scrap piece here. And it's so relaxing. I don't know why I like doing this. I should do this more and use more of the gelatos, because it's really, really nice. Creamy and soft. It glides very well. You could also use your finger. It's just not going to blend exactly the same way, and it's going to leave some strokes. So be careful. If you don't want to have any strokes, apply it very straight, flat, you know, parallel to your table. Otherwise, you might have some strokes. But usually the strokes go out with a baby wipe. And this is too light. More. Okay. Bit more here is again. I want kind of to match, especially if I don't put any background here. It's going to pop out really nicely on my white. I'm going to use my glue. I should have used something a little bigger here. This tip is really, really fine. So when you have something with a lot of details, that's perfect. They are very handy. So let me bring this one in. And I am going to put it like right here. There you go. And it's really not wet, dry yet. So, and you've got also this little slit here. That's when you cut your paper, you have this little, can you see that, this little slit? It helps you also foot it upwards. So you can use this one, or you can use this piece here. It's going to stop also your paper. So now that I have this, I'm just going to put another sentiment, and I just had these two just for you. I'm going to use these. I've already burnished them down. So I use this very small Xyron machine. It's about, I think it was a 2.5 inches wide, which is perfect for a lot of projects. And I do have a big one as well. But I don't use that often, but can come handy. So what I'm going to use here is my this sheet here, because I don't want to stick to my paper. So 4, and where's my chest? Here is my chest. Okay. I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to color them. So because I want to do something a little different, I might start with the orange. And then the yellow. I'm going to keep the yellow in the middle. So orange, yellow, and green on the right. Just to make it a little different. Come back with my baby white. Spritz it a little bit. Change the place. Okay. Bit more orange. I'm a bit far away. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get my new camera so I'll have so many issues with the light and being clear and just sharp. I'm trying my best with the After Effects in my video app that I have. Ooh, I was going to put some green in here, but green and orange might make something muddy, like a yicky poopy brown, and I don't want to have a poopy brown. So now I'm going to take these puppies out. Come on. And I'm going to put this just right here. You know what? Normally the best way to do it would be to start from the middle. You put your first piece, when you have phrases like this, let me do it, I didn't push hard, is you need to start from the middle. I put my card straight. So this is the middle. And then you can put your words on either side. That's just going to help you not going too far on the right or being too far on the left. That's good. And now the U. Is it the same spacing? Yes, I think it is. This is not straight. Let me put it straight. Yep. And I am going to keep it and leave it like this. So you have a little message inside with all the colors. You've got, now I can fold it. So you just need to follow along the folds that you did, but at the same time it cut your paper. I just make sure to align on the right side here. And I'm going to use my bone folder to help me. There you go. And then there are two little folds here, just like this. You open this up if you want to use this part. And it goes like this. Let me go back. So there you have it. Very simple, very easy. I'm going to show you on the side. If you want to use the tab, it's quite raised. And otherwise here. So very simple, very bright. I wanted to share this piece of sun with you and happiness because depending on where you are, it's cold, it might be snowy, so I wanted to send you a lot of love and colors. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Also give me some thumbs up and comment. I enjoy reading you. And also share on social medias. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon for other videos. Bye bye and take care.